right, so moving on to our next show.
Woo, Melange!
From 2023, titled Melange.
This,
Dan, you want to? Oh, what?
I was going to talk about it a little bit if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, this was mine and Ken Meyer. Ken Meyer isn't here, but he's also on the cymbal line here. This was our first WGI show. So this was the first time either of us had ever picked up cymbals, and honestly, I don't regret this season. There were some things that we could improve on, obviously, but we did improve on them this year. So all in all, this show has a very special place in my heart.
Slay.
Yeah, it also has a special place in my heart too. This was my first real taste of advanced cymbal visuals. This show had me sweating the whole time. I was like, okay, you gotta calm down. But I pushed through it, and it was I felt really accomplished coming out of this as a cymbal player. Definitely,
we were screaming the whole time.
Yes, and this is the first time we went to Dayton with our audio working. Thankfully.
This was my age out show. So this was the last season that I was a marching member. I was really happy to age out on this show. I had a lot of fun. Obviously, there were a lot of things that could have went better just overall. But I was really happy with the cymbal line and the things that we did. Like they said, obviously we can always do more. But I was really where I had a lot of regrets from the previous season. I did not have those same regrets. We did a lot of really cool stuff. We also this show is based on Dune.
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen the movie or read the book. So it takes a lot of influence from that. I was also the section leader this year. I was the section leader in 2020 as well, and then I was not the section leader for 2022. That was Becca Day that season.
Mm-hmm. Another thing about this show, for those of you who don't know anything about Dune, melange is the type of resource that they harvest on that planet that their culture uses to see visions and stuff like that. And it comes across as this blue powder, which is, you'll see eventually in the show, we pull blue fabric over the field, indicating that there's a spice cloud happening.
Yeah, some people didn't understand that aspect of our show, and that could have been explained more with audio file or something.
Yeah, it could have been clearer, but that's why I just wanted to mention it before the show started.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. Okay.
Can I add something, perhaps?
Yeah.
This is the first actual indoor show that I ever saw, and I got to see it at the actual Friends and Family show, and I really didn't think I would end up being in it, but here we are, chat. Here we are, chat.
And we're glad you're here.
Yeah. Palmetto has a tendency to pull people in, which I like about the group.
In a non-creepy way, consensual.
God.
Nobody's mind might throw Eli, but okay.
Cut it out. Okay, y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
WGI Sport of the Arts is proud to present Palmetto Indoor Theatre.
This music is from the original soundtrack, by the way.
Yes.
Presenting their program Melange, WGI Sport of the Arts is proud to present Palmetto Indoor Theatre.
That moment is so impactful.
Yes. Our first big visual sequence.
It was so fun to learn too.
It was really complicated when we first got it though.
Yeah, I could not get that one.
Yeah, so that was, I think it's right here. Yeah.
Bucket
So we like all unloaded, right?
Mm-hmm. Starts with unload, and then it's a crepe on one hand, a bucket on the other. I think a catch.
Yeah, we catch
and then
Yeah.
and then it's the catch and bishop. I think you load with the other hand, the left hand, to bring that bishop over for the sizz.
Yeah.
So
that was a very complicated visual.
not super like complicated, like actual like moves, but like just like the full sequence of like putting those together. I think especially like for everybody, like with because this was also a 5-person line. This was Zane's second year. You know, I'd had like some previous experience, and then the other 3 on the line, this was their first time playing cymbals. So definitely some like complex stuff for like people who are just like putting cymbals on for the first time, even if the moves themselves aren't complex. When you're kind of like layering things and trying to do them at the same time, learning how to separate your hands and do different stuff without like, you know, messing up the visual is kind of complex. So they did a really good job learning that.
Yeah, that was my like biggest struggle at the beginning of the season, was learning how to do separate movements on each hand. I remember specifically that feature that feature almost took me out, but once I got it, I started to actually like understand how to do visuals and stuff. So I'm glad that I actually worked on it and such.
Yeah, Eli.
Yeah, my little bucket.
Okay, so they're these 3 symbols. I know y'all can't see my mouse, but viewers can. These 3 symbols
On the right side of the floor.
Yeah. Slam our right cymbal on the ground. Then we do a little turn around with it. Bucket tosses. Oh yeah, also another comment. Most of these visuals are me and Deanna brainstorming them. Besides that first like big chunk of visual, I think that was Taco, right?
Yeah, so that was a combination, right? So so this season we did have a cymbal tech again. This was once again Nohemi Durantes, I think that's how you say her last name. You'll hear us refer to her as Taco, because that's what she goes by. She was our cymbal tech for this season, and as she was our cymbal tech in 2020. She wasn't there as often. She was there a lot more at the beginning of the season, but because she lived kind of further away, and she also had a high school group that she was working with, she couldn't be there all the time. So some of this stuff is kind of like a combination of like us on the line coming up with visuals, and then like her helping us clean them. Some of the stuff was like some things that she might have come up with. And then we also, Jalen Lewis, who was a battery tech that season, he was also one of the cymbal techs turned drum set player during 2020. He also helped with some of our cymbal things because he is a previous cymbal player. So he helped come up with some visuals as well, which we'll talk about when we get to that part. But like Zane said, some of this stuff was, you know, just kind of us coming up with it on the line. That big visual sequence, that was part like Taco kind of like helping us like put our ideas together, where we were like, okay, well, we think it might be cool to do this, and like her kind of like seeing what we wanted and being able to like put that into a like fully formed like flowing sequence.
This show is also cool because in each movement you can see us do, well, other than the second movement obviously, but like first, third, and fourth, we get progressively more complicated visuals so you can like
Mhm.
actively see us growing as cymbal players during the season. It's really interesting to watch.
And that's a really cool way to, like, you pointed out like that, because I never really thought about it, but that's true. Like the symbol, like the visuals kind of get more complex, and like that kind of shows how, like, as we were getting more drill and the show was getting further along, everyone was also getting more confident and, like, you know, more open to like learn these like more complicated things. You know, because like we were always like still kind of like going back and seeing how we could add to earlier parts of the show. But like once we kind of like got bigger chunks and we're like, okay, well, we can come up with like more complex stuff, like right on, like for this like big section, like seeing that, like that is like a really cool way to like think about it, because I never thought about it at the time, and like you saying that kind of really puts that in perspective, because it is a cool thing to see.
Yeah, like in the first movement, I was still learning how to do buckets. And then in the fourth movement, we were experimenting with contact. So like you can definitely see a progression during the show.
It's true.
Yeah, I've never thought about it like that either. That's a really cool way to think about it like that. All right.
And that visual was one that Jalen had come up with.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, my sandworm being twisted is still so unfortunate.
And these props that you see in the back are sandworms. Two of them are actually our cymbal players, Ken and Eli. So,
Woo! So the orb that he's holding is supposed to be a symbol of like what the spice is, and we're all trying to get it.
yeah. And that's actually Kay Snyder. They played cymbals at Western, but they're playing bass drum for the show. You might not be able to see, but Kay climbed on my back. I was a wonderful step stool.
I don't know why the quality dipped just now, but I mean,
Yeah. Hopefully it comes back.
It's the spice.
we're all writhing in pain under there, by the way.
It was so
And-
hot under that fabric.
It was also really stinky.
It is.
But this fabric is supposed to represent the spice, or the melange. A lot of people understood it as water, which makes sense because we're in a desert. But it was supposed to be spice.
It could honestly be interpreted either way.
That's me and Mikai pulling it in super fast. Mikai's one of our other cymbal players.
Oh, this is going into our like one of our coolest visual features, and it was just in the strap, like movements with the cymbals. It looked super cool though.
Probably got even worse.
Yeah, I think that's just the resolution now.
It is.
Okay. Let's talk about that first part. So, right here. Yeah.
That was a visual sequence that you and Ken come up with. Eli, did you also kind of help work on that?
I kind of helped, but it was mainly Zane and Ken.
Yeah, so me and Ken's thought process, like I just asked Ken what, because like we came up just like shortly after we like first got the music and everything, and like the drill, and I was like, so this is like in a weird like kind of like staccato type of structure. So I was like, what can we do with our cymbals that are like, that's like weird and abstract in a way that like matches the music? And we were just like, what if we just go into like, so like, because our first note is a sizz, right? And we do a sizz, and I'm like, what if we like just do a box shape? Because that like we can just make a box really rigid like, and then just go from there. And that's what we did here. We're making a box.
Yeah.
And then we close it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and all of these poses are in that kind of like vertical position. So like I guess what would you even call that? Just like vertical.
Yeah, I just call it vertical.
Yeah. Just really sharp staccato movements.
Hmm.
It was also like for me, it was hard to march while doing that visual.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because like your feet are doing this full time, and then like you have to separate like something else into like this weird time signature that you're not marching to at that moment. And it was very hard to do that. But we like, as you can see, like we all were locked in.
It turned out really well.
And it's supposed to look tribal, like especially this part.
Ooh, that riffle was really clean.
Mm-hmm.
This part was really challenging for me too.
Okay, before we get to that part.
Oh yes, that's one of my favorite parts.
So that visual sequence, once we come out of this like triangle form, we start moving and we just start doing these like crash chokes. This was actually something that Jalen had come up with. And this is something that like I really like, which is like finding like new ways to play traditional sounds. Which is like, you know, finding like different like positions or like different ways that you can still kind of get the same sound you want, but that it's not just like in that horizontal position. So this was like a really cool thing to like be able to learn and do. Like I'm pretty sure the first one was just kind of like left hand out, right hand, I think unloads into that crash to our left side. And then
we like slid our hand out of it and then just like swung it around, right?
Yeah, and then the next one is like I think maybe the left hand drops down and then the right hand, it comes over the shoulder, kind of like in a parrot, and then slides down in front of our chest to fall over into another kind of crash in front of us. Is that the one?
Yes.
Yep. And then we go into the our hi-hats.
It's like a semi-similar feature, but there's still some people playing with us also.
Oh, so good. So for a little context on this part specifically, this is supposed to represent, because we were all wearing like different colored uniforms, which is supposed to represent like different tribes of this planet. And so this part specifically is the separate tribes fighting over the spice. Because in the story that we made for this show, it's like a resource that everybody wants, but there's not enough for everybody, so we end up like splitting off into our tribes to fight for it, and this is what this part is specifically.
Yeah. And I'm in the blue pod, Ken is in the black or gray pod, Mikai is in the green pod, and then Eli and Zane are in the red or orange pod.
And we won.
Yep. Now,
can I talk? Yeah, we need to talk about fourth.
So what I wanted to say was, so again, for the a majority of the show, the drill was written by Kyle Swartz. This part, our last movement, I believe it was this movement, either that or like halfway through this movement, is written by Braden Gruen instead. That was just something that happened. But so it's a little different. But yeah, that was all I wanted to say.
Yeah, it got changed a few times, but this was honestly the hardest drill that I'd ever had up to this point, because I'd never marched with WGI, but I'd marched with Siwi, and this drill was insanely hard for for me and Kim both, I think, because it was just crazy fast for what we were used to, but it turned out looking really cool.
Yeah.
This cymbal visual sequence was written by us, I believe.
Yes. So, what's happening here first is like we're all unloading, and then how did this work again? Was it like
It's an unload, and then we it's a because we're about to do it's a ripple cat daddy, I believe. Yeah. So it's an unload, and then once we're coming across the floor, it's a ripple cat daddy between us, and then
we went into Spidey during it too.
Yeah, during it, the right hand, like during the cat daddies, the right hand does a grip change into Spidey. So then once we finish the cat daddy, we are lifting it up. So the thumb has the edge of the cymbal, and we're lifting it up over the tenors. And then the right hand, I think the left hand also went to Spidey. And then we're not lifting that one yet, but it's also gripping the edge of the cymbal to flip it in front of us.
And this was our first introduction into contact.
So we're doing the ripple cat daddies over the heads.
And comes up. And then the left cymbal is staying in front of us. The right one, after we come across the tenors where we lift it up, we tuck the cymbal underneath our arm, and the fingers come out of the strap, and then we push that the cymbal underneath our right arm forward so it falls forward, and we catch it in front of us. And then from there, I think we're flipping it up to catch it with the knot facing our palm, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. And then maybe it's not.
Just
I don't
like
think it's not the knots facing our palm. It's the straps facing our palm, and from there we slip our thumb in, and we let the cymbal fall away from us so that it is in a loaded thumb grip to our side, and then we do a bucket around the head to load the cymbal. So even though we'll not load it, but to get the rest of our hand in. So
I did not know that was supposed to be around the head. Wow.
Well, I don't know if it was necessarily like if it was supposed to be around the head. The like once we finally did it, but it was like not necessarily just like in front of you. It was like across at the body at the very least.
Yeah, swinging it around
at all.
Yeah. So we end the sequence unloaded because we kind of like in this next section we just kind of it's a free form like we're getting hyped for a fight. So within that time we end up loading, but by then usually all our fingers are in the strap.
Yep.
And that was a sequence I came up with. That's why I know so much about it.
Yeah.
This drill right here messed me up.
Wow. Do you want to talk about that feature?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The first part, the feature, the thing with that is the sounds changed so many times.
They changed a lot of data.
Yeah, we changed the sounds a lot. The biggest thing was trying to maintain like readability of it, while not just making it the same sound the entire time. So it changed a lot, which I think kind of like kind of bit us in the end, because we did struggle with it. It wasn't necessarily like super complicated musically, but it was just like the combination of like the drill kind of changing frequently, the sounds changing frequently, and this just being a difficult section, and also being like towards the end of the show where we're more tired. It was definitely harder to execute. I think the first part of that, the first part of the feature went pretty well, but the second part is not as good, and it's also not as readable. So the parts that I think are there, like tap chokes and maybe a crash choke in there, but then once we get to, I think they're presses, and I think they're presses. Those aren't as readable. They're just softer, so it's hard to hear them. But I think it was also supposed to be Jake Christian doing there. So
Yeah. So that was Melange from 2023.
Good memories.
Really good memories.
Yeah, there were a lot of things that I think, obviously we had some unfortunate circumstances going on during that season with like the drill getting changed and the music getting changed and all of that stuff. But all in all, I really enjoyed that show. There are obviously some things that could have been better, but we definitely improved on those things this season. So I'm not too mad about it.
And something that I think is like really cool about it is like what you said earlier about like seeing our growth, like just like even like in the show, like showing that throughout, like the way that our like visuals become more complicated and things like that. I think that's like really cool, and also just like indicative of like the culture as a whole in the cymbal community. Like we are not just like, we're not just doing basic sounds. We're not just doing like simple like flips and things like that. Adding more things in there. Experimenting with like sounds in different ways. That's why I was really happy with like the way the season ended. Like, a lot of my regrets for the previous one was like not being able to like do cymbals like to the capacity that I know that they're capable of. Whereas like with the season, like I felt like we pushed the line like as far as, not necessarily as far as it could go, but like as far as I think that like we were like trying to go. And like even further, right? Because like at the beginning of the season, I don't think there was like any intention for people to be doing like contact in the show. Like whenever we were shown contact, I think Jalen kind of showed it to us, and like had given us an exercise with it. Like I remember then it was like a, not everybody, but it was like a, man, why are we doing this? There's no way, because everyone's fear is they're gonna drop their cymbal and then they've ruined the show and now this is happening. But like, the difference from when we first like learned this and we were like, oh my gosh, like I'm scared to even do something as simple as just like dropping it from here to here, but being able to do like a whole like sequence like while moving, like that was like really cool. And I just like I'm really happy that everybody was like willing to do that, especially knowing that this was like a lot of people's like first year. And even with this not being like Zane's like first year, it being like his first year doing a lot more of these like complex things, just like everybody being open-minded, and not necessarily just like, open-minded, but like wanting to do these things and like try these like more difficult stuff while we're already doing something difficult. So,
and not to get ahead of where we are, but like we really took that and we ran with it, because in our show from this year, we kind of went crazy with the contact. And obviously it could have been harder, and Connor wanted it to be harder, but like from where we were to where we ended up this year, is just crazy.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna move on to the last show from this past season,
Just a few weeks.
titled "Roll of the Darce."
Dark.
And
Darn.
Ash, do you wanna talk about this? Seeing as this was like your first season.
Yeah. This is my first season with WGI, or just indoor in general. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, when I came in here, I did not know how to march or anything, so like it was really silly. Like, I knew cymbals and I played them for like my high school marching band, but like I didn't know like contact or buckets were like even a thing until like since I pretty much joined here, so it's a lot.
Yeah, you really
And-
you learned a lot really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Something that I love about cymbals is that like it really is like an instrument for anyone. Like anyone can pick up cymbals and learn them, right? Like it really just like depends on like how willing you are to like put in the work and like push those boundaries, because it's very different from like the other instruments we see on the floor. Like you're not necessarily like doing the same stuff that you might like be seeing in like concert band or like even like outdoor marching band. So like I really like how like universal the experience is for a lot of people, because like pretty much everyone, whenever they start playing cymbals, like this is like usually their first time playing cymbals, no matter like what they've like done before, just because like there's not as many opportunities to do it. So I always love whenever like people have never played cymbals before and then they get to like be on the line and then like learn all this like crazy stuff. And like whenever you're first being shown it, you're like, oh my gosh, like there's no way I can do this. And then by the end of the season, you're like doing like absolutely insane stuff. And you're like, oh well, this is easy now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yippee! Yeah, this was my I was section leader this year for the cymbal line, and I definitely came into the season like wanting to start off running, just like Eli said, because I knew it was gonna be my last season, so I was like, why not make it the best one? And I feel like I did at the end of the day. So let's jump in and roll the Darce. Wait, no, look, it's Deanna at the bottom right. Deanna's running.
Is that? Oh yeah, that was Brady telling me to get off the floor. And also, something about the show is the beginning of it. We do not have our audio.
Oh yes.
You know, so that is probably gonna feel a little weird. You're not gonna get the there's like a narrator at the beginning, so you won't hear the narrator until like the second movement. But it's not the biggest loss. You just don't get the intro where they say you and your band of adventurers discover a strange object in the distance. So it's
there is not a video of this show on YouTube that is not unlisted. Maybe we might post.
Yeah, I'll find one. I'll put one out.
Yeah.
That so I'm sure we have one. I know we have one from the warehouse and then the friends and family show as well. But I'll put one that's like not unlisted so that people can see the show in its full glory.
I mean, this was a pretty good run though. Our audio came back in later, but beginning it kind of has a different effect, but it could be interpreted as like cooler in some aspects. But yeah,
I mean, like I was telling Megan and Summer, our two Bizline members this year, I think the fact that the audio cut out kind of kicked our performance in gear like tenfold, because I feel like collectively we all knew like, okay, this is happening, we need to fill it with something, and so we all like, our performance kicked in a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go.
Performing their 2024 program, Roll of the Dice. WGI Sport of the Arts is proud to present Palmetto Indoor Theatre.
You and your band of adventure. That's where the narrator would be talking. Boom, boom.
Yeah, this part
You wanna
especially
see the
felt
audio here?
weird.
The basses did a really good job, though.
They did. They saved
Yeah.
it.
Here we go, cymbals.
All right.
So
Let's-
it's something that you will see as a big difference between this show and the previous ones is one, just like how filled it is. Like you would have noticed from the last show, like that was a lot more filled out visually than our show in 22. And then also from 20, just because COVID that year, kind of like we didn't have as much time to fill it out. But also with this show, the cymbals just had a lot more musical elements. Just added a lot more musically. Had was it 2 features?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 features. And they did really really good with these. It was definitely like hard work. They worked really hard on it. But you will see that there is a lot more musical contribution from them for this show, which will be a big difference as well.
Yeah, we did really good with those with that first feature and second feature, which I'll see later. Got a ripple. Gee, what do you call that? That's not really. Is that just a watt burner?
That's kind of just like an
The- Yeah, it was
I
like
thought it had to like. Yeah, I thought it had to like go down again, but I guess.
I think I just did 1 flip.
Yeah, just like a flip up type of thing. And then we had like a little. After that, we spread our cymbals out.
And they flip in.
Also, just a little like
Unload.
sorry, just a little pointer for
You're good.
the first movement in general. This music is specifically from the Dungeons and Dragons movie, so
Which I have never watched.
and you should because it's actually pretty good.
I didn't know there was a Dungeons and Dragons movie, so
It's really good.
I might watch it. Unload. So that was just like a bucket.
Yeah, it was like I think it was so instead of being like a cat daddy, it was like only a singular cat daddy. So instead of like front and back for both hands, it was just one hand's forward, one hand's back, and then that back hand loads into a crash.
Which was really scary doing right beside the snares.
Yeah. Okay. So right there we were showing our little individual heroic poses. Right? We have 1 pose, 2nd pose, 3rd, 4th. Any commentary on that?
I mean, I will say the fact that I had been doing that wrong like the entire season, and Connor was like, "Hey, by the way," was kind of unfortunate. But I'm glad that I got it for this run.
Oh, was it for the?
Yeah, that's all that matters, to be honest.
Did he correct you while we were outside in music ensemble?
Not at Dayton. He corrected me the Saturday before.
Yeah, was it while we were outside in music ensemble?
Yeah.
That was me. It's because I was looking at it from afar, and I was like, huh, and I was like, Connor, I think Eli's doing something different.
I straight up did not understand instructions for that, so I'm glad he caught me, or you caught me, because that would have been embarrassing.
This season, we actually had 3 cymbal techs, so big change from the previous ones.
And you can see it.
And that was Connor Weir, Emma Draney, and then me.
And Connor. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Connor was from Motor City Percussion.
Correct. Connor is actually in this video. A funny thing, this is the second time that a cymbal tech has become a marching member in a sense, because Connor has also not aged out. So we needed some help for a specific part of the show that I'm not gonna spoil yet. But I will say that right now he is behind one of the props. So he is on the floor for this. And he that was not something that kind of got changed until the very last weekend. So he was a cymbal tech the entire time. But if I had a penny for every time a cymbal tech became a marching player, I'd have 2 pennies, which isn't a lot, but it's crazy to have it twice.
Make sure it's gonna be 3 pennies.
No, it was funny because I just remember that last rehearsal he just disappeared, and I was like, I wonder where he went. And then he just popped out in the last movement. I'm like, oh, okay.
Found him.
Here.
These new skills and
Narrator back.
must be mastered before continuing.
Narrator back.
Oh, yes.
I think this is where our confidence all came back to. Doing that hours on end with cymbals, it's your arms burning like crazy.
Mm-hmm. All right. So
that visual.
We have
Holy
a bucket.
Goes behind the other arm, and then you reached over, grabbed it to sheath it into your left cymbal, and then from there, hand and strap to load to get ready to play. And this was the visual sequence that Connor came up with.
Best cymbal tech ever.
For real, he changed everything about the cymbal line in this group.
He is wonderful.
One more time. Bloop. Bloop. Stop. Okay. Now to the cymbal feature. High five.
And if you want to pause it for a second, about that feature, it's a little harder to hear it on video, but it came through pretty clearly when you're in person. I really like that feature. It's really cool the way that the sounds were explored with it, because the way that it was written originally was very just bare bones, like quarter note, eighth notes, and they could have just played it in tap chokes or hi-hat or just very simply, but Connor had kind of come up with this idea of doing layering and sizz sucks to kind of do some of those sounds in the beginning. So starting with the sizz and then having them do the suck on different times, so that would be their note, to kind of get that layer. And then with I think what the other stuff with like tap chokes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I really like that feature, the way that was written, like musically with the different sounds. And it was also kind of hard because was this in 7/4?
Yeah,
Oh.
I think it was.
Yeah. So definitely like kind of like a complex thing for this being Zayn's third year on the line, and Zayn's really good with music. I'm gonna say that. So he kills it anyway. But then like Eli and Ken, this being their second year, and then this being like Ash's like first year, and then this being Ash's like first year, like playing cymbals like in this context, and then marching as well. Like it's crazy stuff to do like when you already have experience, so it's even crazier doing it when you have like none. So
Yeah, it was really impressive. I was really impressed and satisfied with that run.
So you probably can't hear it at all on video. I don't know if you could hear it in person at all, but we're actually. Could you?
You cannot hear it unless you're like right on the floor. And you can only hear yours, Eli, if you can.
Well, that's unfortunate. But what we're supposed to be doing there, I mean, we were doing it, but it just didn't come through. It's supposed to be whale calls to kind of match the creepy vibe that we're going into, but they just didn't cut through the front, unfortunately.
And they also they happen, so at the same time the vibraphones are bowing their instruments. So where they're bowing is the same place that the cymbals would be doing the whale calls. And if you don't know what a whale call is, it's where, like, if you know what a bell tap is, you're kind of in that position, and you're scraping the bottom of the cymbal against like the bell to make this like kind of creepy. It's a similar vibe, similar sound to the bowing, just a lot like eerier. Ash, are you able to make it with your mouth right now?
Or something like that.
The mic cut out.
I think it's gonna mute it, but Ash is really good at just making the sound just like vocally. But like it's a kind of soft sound. Eli does it very loud, surprisingly.
I think it was my cymbal,
but it was
honestly.
Yeah, that is part of it, because there are 4 cymbal players for the season, and there are two different sets of cymbals. So Zayn and Eli, I believe, have the same cymbals, and then Ash and Ken have the same kind of cymbals. So I'll say that Zayn and Eli cymbals are a bit darker. The sound's a lot deeper, if you know anything about like cymbal sounds and things like that, whereas Ken's and Ash's are a bit brighter. So we had to work a little bit on trying to match those sounds with different cymbals, which was like difficult, but they definitely made it work, so that was cool.
Here.
A heaviness slowly takes over the area around you, hindering your skills and abilities.
Dang, Ash getting into it right there.
Do you want to pause it real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my favorite section. Favorite visual sequence. It was a really cool one, and this was like something that you guys had like created together with Connor. So like, I know that you guys had come up with a lot of it, and then you guys had some like ideas for like what you wanted to do. And then there was some stuff that Connor like added to make it even more like visually interesting. So that was like really cool, being able to like see how you guys were able to like work together, or how you were able to like come up with an idea, and he was able to kind of like add to it and like, you know, elevate it even more. And then seeing you guys execute it was like really awesome.
Even just watching it in slow motion, like you can see like how like together we are during this.
Yeah, and
Like it's really.
I will say I'm very surprised because when I brought up the idea, I don't know if I originally brought up the idea or if it was somebody else, but I know that I like really hammered down on the idea of playing on the floor. I know Ken also wanted to do that. I'm very surprised that we were allowed to do that.
I remember it just being like a silly thought, and then we were like, oh no, that actually looks and sounds like good, and then we just put it in.
Yeah,
because it went really well with it.
I remember like when we thought about it, we were like, let's just do it this rep and see if they notice. And then somebody was like, yeah, actually keep that in. I don't remember who it was.
It was someone asked me if you guys could do it, and I was like, yeah, go ahead. I said go ahead and add it, and then I'll ask after you've done it for a few times. And by then you guys were doing it pretty well, so I remember I talked to Brayden. He was like, oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, but, it was a cool effect.
But the way that visual starts, right, it's what, unloading, well, doing like a bucket to, do you guys do a grip change?
Yeah.
Yeah, we go in the...
What grip are you?
We're in thumb right there.
Yeah.
Okay. So doing buckets to kind of like grip change, so that whenever they hit that like cross pose, they are in thumb.
Yeah.
And then from there
we go into awk.
Yeah. So they do like kind of like a load, but it's not like an actual load. It's like a fake load. So the cymbals are like flipping forward, and then from there, the left hand comes up, and the right hand is coming behind the shoulder into a parrot before they load it forward, and then they turn it to the side to do their point and lean. And then from there, they go into kind of like a hi-hat position to do their scissors going up and down, to kind of have that layering. And then from there, they go into playing on the ground.
One of my favorite parts of this show. So a little bit about that.
Well, I'm just gonna keep playing it until it goes to the.
Gotcha.
Till we drop. All right.
Okay, so the music of this section is from Stranger Things, and it's specifically when they enter the Upside Down. So Connor made the visual of us putting our cymbals in our mouth to represent like a Demogorgon's face. And then we just added the playing onto that, and I thought that was a really cool effect. Even if you didn't know it was supposed to be a Demogorgon, it just looked really cool in general.
It was a big hit. I think everybody loved the cymbals, because like, you might not be able to tell the video, but cymbals are actually in their mouth. So their left hand is completely free. It's just their right hand on the strap, and then they have the strap in their mouth to kind of like hold that cymbal in front of their face. But like everybody who like takes photos and stuff, like everybody was like getting photos of them like with the cymbals in their mouths. And then the judges, it was really funny. There was one judge who he really liked the cymbals. He had a lot of comments, a lot of really good comments about them. And during this prelims run, and one of the ones that he made was when he saw that the cymbal was like in front of their face, he was like, cymbals? Is that in your mouth? Is that in your mouth? That is so cool. And I thought that was so funny. He really sounded like a parent, like found their kid with something. It's like, is that in your mouth? Put that down. But he really liked it. He thought it was really cool. So. And
originally we didn't walk to the edge of the mat with the cymbals in our mouth, but when we went to Dorman High School for WGI what is the word? The first competition.
The regional, WGI regional,
Yeah.
WGI Spartanburg.
Yes. We took them out of our mouth when we were marching back, but Connor noticed that people were trying to get pictures of our cymbals in our mouth, and we took them out too fast. So he actually extended the amount of time that we kept them in our mouth for like the effect value.
Yeah. That was a really cool moment for the show.
My jaw strength is definitely better now. Megan and Summer really made a difference in this
Yes.
whole ensemble.
As your party forges ahead on this perilous journey, you are met with another task. Trust these instruments of chance, as they determine your fate.
That shape looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hope so.
Yeah, we worked on it like crazy.
The difficulty of your final challenge will be determined by the dice.
Say hello to Connor Weir.
The dragon.
And this is our insane visual sequence.
All right.
I tossed it pretty high there.
I've had-
I didn't realize that I tossed it that high.
So what we got here for first, starting off, we have
So you guys are, what is that right hand going into Spidey?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the left hand is just kind of like what, in front of you?
It's in Bishop.
yeah.
When you first started, it's in Bishop?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's in a Bishop in front of you, and then the right hand is unloading into a Spidey to the side with the thumb gripping the edge of the cymbal. And then what you...
We just bring the right symbol up for like a count or two. And then we all do a palm spin with our right hand, and
Yeah.
then a reload with our left hand.
Yeah. So whenever the symbol gets brought up, the you guys, what did you flip it to thumb and then take the fingers out, or just pop it up and then take the fingers out?
Just popped it up.
Yeah. Okay. So from Spidey up to the side, and then the fingers slip out of the strap so that it is full contact. And then they do the palm spin to...
And then right after the palm spin, we do a little turnaround thanky. Show our symbols.
Lick the cymbals.
And then it's a bus driver in front of them as they go across to catch it to the side.
And then we spun them on the ground.
Yeah. That was a really good spin.
That was a good spin. We all caught it too.
Okay. Yeah, so we have the spin. Ah. Where's the spin? Okay, there's the spin. Get a little spinny spin. Grab it. Pop it up. Put her down.
And then when they stand up, they kind of like toss the cymbal up to their chest and catch it in the strap so that they can turn it around and push it forward to do that first hit. And that's kind of like a alternative like tap choke, the way they do it. So that right hand pushes forward and the left hand pulls back. And then from there, they alternate it, and that right hand, which is in Spidey, they pull it back, kind of like you're like loading, and then they push it forward to hit kind of like another tap choke-esque sound, and then loading it into a kind of like a splash crash. Mm-hmm. It's not like a super staccato thing. It's kind of like splashier.
Final encounter. Rests in the hands of the dice.
No. So if you notice, the performer that has the dice at this point in time, she's kind of like doing all this stuff. The one on the far right corner, she actually runs to Zane, takes his cymbal. So now Zane only has one. And then Eli and Ken are doing this, it's kind of like a double bucket load for their crash. And then this cymbal will be the shield that the performer that just rolled the dice will take. So she'll use it as a shield for the rest of the show.
Well,
Zane will never see that cymbal again.
The visual we do there, it's like we do a bunch of buckets, and then the left hand loaded and the right hand went to our side, and we did a car crash.
Okay, so double bucket, and then out of the double bucket, the left hand loads, the right hand goes back into an unload to load into the car crash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pow! Okay.
And now Zane is a Demogorgon again with the symbol in his mouth. Roll 8.
Oh, that's so cool.
And that is the end.
And there were a couple of different things that happened in that last moment. If you notice what Ken and Eli were doing, they were kind of doing a callback to the beginning of the show where they hit those poses that Zane was talking about back in Movement 1, those kind of heroic poses, just to kind of like bring it back. And then Zane does that kind of like huge toss, and Ken and Eli throw one of their symbols on the ground. They will also never see those symbols again.
And that move right there where we throw our symbols is actually the same ending visual that Redline did this year. And we actually got permission from one of the cymbal players at Redline to do that visual this year, which is kind of cool.
And this was also kind of like branching off that. In the previous years, we had used C-Vine gloves, which that had been nice. C-Vine is a very like helpful company. They're very good for the cymbal community when it comes to like educating and like also like keeping everybody in touch. I really like their lot videos and things like that. But we had wanted to explore checking out other kind of glove options as well, because we had known about Flashpoint and how they like had those kind of like more like fitted tailored gloves, and that was something we kind of wanted to do. It didn't exactly work out like that. We did end up getting custom made gloves, which were about the same color as the orange half of the uniform, and they also had the little pit logo on them, so that was really cool. So that was a nice little change as well.
Yeah, and the person that made our gloves was a cymbal player from Motor City Percussion.
Yes.
If you're watching this, we love you.
Sure. I believe the name is Killian. I don't know
Yes.
the last name,
I don't know
but
the last name either.
first name is Killian.
Yeah, cool guy.
All right. Well, any last comments before we wrap this up?
No, I mean, I think it's just really nice to be able to see like how the group has changed over these years, like just how it's developed, especially with like having like that COVID year be like cut short and then having this huge break. Still seeing like the group find ways to like grow and like evolve after like, you know, it being the first year and then like not having anything for about like almost 2 years. It was still really cool like how much it has grown, and then also like being able to see how the cymbal line has grown throughout all that is really nice and cool. I'm just really excited for like how the cymbal community is evolving, and like being able to see that like at Pima is also just like something that I adore.
Definitely.
Yeah, huge shout out to our tech Connor too for bringing in a lot of that change, because this season would have gone insanely different without Connor.
Yes.
But yeah, glad that we get to make this podcast and you know, learn more about the cymbal community.
Yes.
Any last thing you want to say, Ash, or was that it?
I'm glad, like, I know it's like my first year and all, and I'm very new to this, but I'm really glad I'm having an opportunity to like learn about it and like just get more experience from it, and just a lot more, like, you know, it's very nice and I'm thankful for that.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to give the little YouTuber spiel at the end of the videos now. So make sure you like and subscribe. Yeah, just like, yeah, if you want to like, you can like. If you want to subscribe, you can. There will also be a link in our to our Discord down there, where if you would like to see some insights to this podcast or what we do here at Palmetto, you can see that in the Discord, or just talk about cymbals, because cymbals are cool. We may also try to get like a thing where people can like listen into the podcast but not talk, obviously, but or unless you want, we might have guests also, but depends in the future. But thanks for watching. Yeah, bye.